Hey guys, what's up? So today we've got a sales brochure review for you. Now I would have liked to have filmed this on 50, but right now the weather is not really cooperating with me, so we're doing it here. So anyways, obviously you can tell this is a second gen sales brochure from right around the time the second gen was debuted in 2004 for the '05 model year. So this sales brochure has kind of a little unique backstory to it, so we'll talk about that before we get into the brochure. So this came from eBay, and in the eBay description, the seller described that this brochure, as well as what I'm about to show you, was given to them by their local dealer as they were trying to find a bus for a project that they were working on. So these were the papers that were given to them. This was like a stock inventory from Midwest Transit at the time. You can see the date was Thursday, March 27th, 2008. So this is pretty cool because it just gives you an idea of the kind of buses that were there at the time that they had to pick from for what they were doing, and I'll show you what they ended up doing here in a second. So that's page 1. Page 2, just a continuation showing you the different buses that they had available. So pretty cool piece of history here, just to see what Midwest had in their used stock, I guess, at the time in 2008. So pretty cool. And my favorite part down here is where you've got all these transits. I thought there were some REs, but maybe that was on one of the other pages. Yeah, it's right here actually. But right here on this second page, you've got a bunch of Amtran REs, 98 model, so that's pretty cool. But anyways, so those came with the brochure just to kind of, that's how they got the brochure in the first place, was from Midwest Transit when they were looking for a bus. Now, the interesting thing, I think you guys will notice this bus when you see it. So this all started from, obviously they're looking for a bus. So I'm sure some of you have seen this bus before, this bus that's got the jet engine in the back of it. This is who this came from. So school time jet bus, I assume that is the driver, or the guy that drives it. Yeah, so this is who it came from. I just think that's really cool that this was something that they had ended up with when they were trying to find a bus to use for this project back in 2008. So that's pretty cool. They sent this little picture and signed it and everything. So an interesting little story to the sales brochure. Let's go ahead and look at the sales brochure. So of course you've got the IC logo, a common sense solution, CE school bus, and then you've got a picture of the CE there. So I'm sure most of us by now have seen this photo. This is a pretty well-known photo, I feel like, in our community, because it's one of the, I don't want to call it a stock photo, but it's a photo that was used for a brochure, a promotional photo. That's what I'm looking for. So if you couldn't tell, that is clearly a Laidlaw bus, and that's what I love about this. They literally used a Laidlaw bus for like the promotional photos of this brochure. For the most part, this bus right here is basically 50 if it was a model year newer. The one thing that does stand out, like this has black door frames, 50 does not obviously, but everything else is pretty much the same. So that is the picture on the front cover. So we'll go ahead and open it up. Automatically you see that same bus front end shot. Very cool to see it. You got the destination signs just like 50, of course, and pretty, typical Laidlaw spec at the time, since this would have been '04 and Laidlaw still would have been around. So then you've got a common sense approach to student transportation, and then it just pretty much tells you about the new CE. Moving on, we've got a look at the driver's area, of course. So there's the switch panel, and obviously this driver's area is pretty well known to all of us now, but at the time in 2004 it was obviously brand new and probably very exciting. And I just think it's cool because, like, right now we're kind of paralleling, granted the third gen's been out for a little bit, but this was a brochure from when the second gen was new, and that wasn't necessary. I mean, yeah, I was alive, but I did not get to experience it because I was not old enough to be in the hobby. I was literally 5 years old, so like, yeah, I probably liked school buses, but I didn't pay much attention to them. Down here it says earning extra credit with drivers, and I did read this. You know, they're basically talking about how, you know, they took the time to talk to drivers and all these different people in the industry to make the bus, you know, built for them specifically, with the driver's area and stuff. Over here you've got a little rendering of a driver in the driver's area. There's your turn signal stock. So yeah. So moving on, this is kind of a bigger picture. I'm gonna take you guys off the tripod for this one. This picture is a lot. I mean, it's literally just the CE, and it's got all the different little things that it's pointing out on the bus. I do have a smaller sales brochure for the second gen that actually has this picture in it. So this has been in a video that I've done before. I will go ahead and card that in so you guys can go see it. But this is a completely different bus than the one that's on the front cover. Obviously not Laidlaw spec. That one has fender mounted signals and no destination sign or visors and window tint. Still a good looking bus. Moving on, we've got this picture right here. Again, you can see the Laidlaw spec second gen. You can definitely tell that it is very similar to 50 spec wise. I mean, it's even got the floor plan, the 71 passenger bus with where all the windows are like the normal size. Like with 72 passengers now, it's like you got like the long window, and then you have 10 regular size windows, and then another long window at the back. So the 71 passenger floor plan that Laidlaw was doing was just 12 normal sized windows, and that's what that bus has, and that's what 50 has, obviously. So over here you have a picture of the steering wheel as well as the electrical panel, and then your two engine options. So you've got some little blips here kind of telling you what those pictures are for. So yeah, let's see over here. Making the maintainer's job easier. So that's just talking about, you know, how they've made it easier for mechanics and stuff like that to work with the bus. Moving on here, we've got passengers always come first. You can't see it, but it's right there. There's your picture of kids in the bus. And then there's your picture of the door, black door frames, of course. That bus seems to be the bus that was on the other page, this one here, because that bus has warning light, visors, and tinted windows. So you got the seat with the seat belts, and you can see there where it mentions the optional 3-point passenger restraint system. And over here it's just kind of detailing all the different features and some of the new features that were in the CE compared to the first gen. So, you know, it's like at the time it was a big leap forward from the first gen to the second gen. I mean, the second gen had a lot of new things in it, obviously. So I can just imagine what it was like being around, whether being in the industry or being an enthusiast at the time. I'm sure it was interesting, because I feel like the second gen was, when it was new, it was probably something that was, you know, it's like all these years before the second gen, you know, I mean, the whole integrated bus thing was relatively new. Because, I mean, 10 years prior to this, you were buying your own body and your own chassis, and they were getting put together. So I'm sure this was an interesting time in the industry. This actually does have the salesman's business card in it, so that's pretty cool. And then you've got the IC logo, and for more information about the new CE school bus, visit us on the web at www.iccorp.com. To locate your nearest IC dealer, call 1-800-892-7761. And then you have like where you could put papers in here, so I guess I could put these little stock inventories in there just to keep them with the brochure. But anyways, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Oh, I forgot to show you the back. But before I finish the outro, here's the back. Got the IC logo and I mean, it's all yellow. There's really nothing there. Got the Midwest Transit Equipment sticker. And then just little copyright disclaimers and stuff like that. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think. And yeah.